time I take a ride, I feel alive with nowhere to go. I'm the king of the road. You're the queen of my throne. Riding high day and night, satisfied wherever we roam. You're the star of the show. You shimmer like gold. Now, baby, let's ride. We got nothing but time. You get all the reaction. You're the main attraction. It's no surprise. Gotta like your style. You're the perfect distraction. You're the main attraction. Through the city like the track of time, the freedom is mine. Riding the lines, you know how I like it, yeah. Pedal to the metal, I'm the soldier, we can take it for miles. And let it unwind, just how I like it. Now baby, let's ride. It's no surprise. Gotta like your style. You're the perfect distraction. You're the main attraction.
Hello everybody! Another week of loneliness for me again. Let me just turn this music off. Nice to see everybody here again. Yes, as you can probably tell, Vesp, again, is not here. Hopefully, and pray to Christ he'll be here next week. Now, it's just at the moment he was on his way home and he's just realised, shit, I got a podcast to do tonight and I haven't missed it again. So, he's going to have to miss it again this week. He may probably jump on if he gets home a little earlier than expected, but yeah, we're probably going to have to do another week. It's just pretty much popping pulse has become just like me, like loneliness. But he'll be back, don't worry. For anybody that thinks, oh no, he won't come back, he'll come back. He's coming back. He hasn't gone anywhere. I promise. Okay, everybody. So, last week, as I said, we're going to do our Muggle of the Week again. Just for people to clarify what the Muggle of the Week means. The Muggle of the Week is something that we designed back when Randy Pitchford did that thing where he used to call his employees muggles and stuff like that. So every week we decided to have a Muggle of the Week. Someone that was, done something stupid throughout that week, and we used to, have our internet bullying for the week. Now last week was Blizzard, but again, because I can't find anyone else, and because Blizzard has fucked up again this week, it's Blizzard again. And here we go. Might as well bring up the old fucking picture and the old meme again. So yes, they're a Muggle again for the week because they like to keep fucking up. I don't know why, but they like to do everything they can to just screw things up. It just seems like that's the case. And to prove it, they banned another person from all esports stuff and everything like that because they hold up a sign saying Free Hong Kong. Now this is just getting out of fucking hand. It's just getting out of hand, and Blizzard are just digging themselves a much bigger hole every time they keep doing this. And it just keeps happening. It's been happening for the last quite a couple of weeks, and it's just absolutely insane the lengths that Blizzard's going through just to protect fucking the Shycoms. The fucking Shycoms. Right. So Blizzard's our muggle of the week. I will put this link in the chat for everybody. I'll put it in the YouTube chat as well for people. There we go. Now everyone has it. Just so we know our muggle of the week, we got to do our internet bullying of the week. So now going past our muggle of the week, what have I been doing all week? Well, I've played a bit of DayZ, then not played DayZ. I have tried out the Fortnite season, the Fortnite Chapter 2, which we will talk more about later on. And what else have I been doing? Not much really. Well, for what's going to be happening in the next week, I'll be starting work tomorrow, which will be interesting. So we're going to have to see how the podcast is going to go while I'm also working nights, which is going to be a nightmare. But I guess we'll have to sort it all out when we get to it. Now, when it comes to when it comes to the timing and stuff like that, when the podcasts and stuff like that are going to be on, I don't know. We're going to have to organise, instead of one time every week, we're going to have to stick to 2 times a week. So if we're not going to be on one time or one time for the the regular time, like 6 o'clock Monday afternoon, we have a separate time for everybody to go and watch. So sadly, that's all we've really. That's what we're going to have to do. We'll have to set up a social media page for everybody to come and sort of check out. So at least you can keep up to date and stuff like that. At the moment, we have our Discord, which should be in our Twitch description below. So if you want to go and check, keep up to date with everything that's going on, leave it. Everything will be in there. Right, so let's get cracking into the news. There's been a little bit of news this week, but nothing really groundbreaking when it comes to news. So let's stick up to Fortnite. Talk about Fortnite for the week. So last week we talked about the big huge black hole and everything like that. Well, they've practically just decided to bring out Fortnite 2, really. People are like, oh no, it's just a brand new sort of like seasonal thing. No, I personally reckon, because I played this season 1 for Chapter 2, and to be real honest, the game feels like a sequel. It feels like sequel. Everything feels more polished. Everything feels a little bit more balanced. The only issue I would have with Fortnite 2, Chapter 2 at this current moment is there's too many fucking bots. There are bots everywhere. It is ridiculous the amount of bots that are in the game, and it's just it does sort of take away. Like, it's good for someone like my son or young kids and stuff like that really don't play a lot of video games and stuff like that. Never really had a Fortnite win, and then it gives them a Fortnite win, and they get real happy with it. And it's good for them, but for someone like myself that loves to play against other players and stuff like that, it's a bit hard, and it does take away playing Fortnite. It'll take away that experience playing Fortnite with bots, really. It's kind of annoying. But for the most part, I think Fortnite Chapter 2 is going down the right path, doing the right things. I wish it good success. It definitely had a great marketing campaign to set this up. The new map's very nice, very cool. Not a clusterfuck like the last one ended up being, but I still quite enjoyed it. But so I do highly recommend, if you haven't really played Fortnite in a while, or you haven't really picked it up because again, it's Fortnite. which I understand. Give Chapter 2 a go. I think Chapter 2 is a step in the right direction for Fortnite. So just give it a try. Then we have the Google Stadia. Oh, okay. Righto. I thought that was an article. Well, it should have been an article. This was the article I was looking for. But anyway, everything we need to know before launch. Let's give this a quick watch and see what we need to know.
Okay, so you're wondering, what exactly is Stadia? We've got you covered. Stadia is an all-new way to enjoy your favorite hit video games. Only you don't need an expensive console or PC to play. Stadia streams games directly from Google's data centers to your devices. It's kind of like streaming music or TV shows, but with high-quality video games. To play on your TV, plug in a Chromecast Ultra and set up your Stadia controller using the Stadia app on your phone. Once you're set up, you buy the game you want, then you play it instantly. You don't have to wait for it to download either. Seconds after you press purchase, you'll be streaming your game directly from the internet to your screen. And since it's powered by Google's data centers, your games can run at premium specs, up to 4K resolution and 60 frames per second with high dynamic range colors. But it doesn't stop with your TV. You can bring the same incredible gaming experiences to just about all the screens in your life. Your favorite games on your laptop, desktop, and select tablets and smartphones. Is your roommate interrupting your game to watch a show? Switch over to your laptop and pick up right where you left off. On a trip? Stream games on your smartphone. Anywhere you've got Wi-Fi, you're just a click away from buying the latest titles and instantly playing your games. Which also means you're always a click away from playing with your friends. The Stadia controller connects directly to the Stadia servers to give you lightning-fast response time when playing wirelessly. If you're in love with another controller or a mouse and keyboard, you can use those to play Stadia on your computer. Stadia Pro is our premium subscription. It gives you up to 4K resolution with 5.1 surround sound and free games regularly. The longer you're subscribed to Stadia Pro and the more free games you claim, the larger your collection will be. Now you're an expert in all things Stadia. Coming to all kinds of screens everywhere. For the latest updates on Stadia, follow @Google Stadia or visit stadia.com.
I still have my issues with the Stadia. Now, like, it's a good idea in concept, but the problem is that when you look at something like a country like ours in Australia, streaming something in 4K is going to be an issue, and when you're streaming something in 4K. It's not even really 4K, like streaming just games in general when it's just a high load onto like our internet and our network. Oh, what have I done? It's not really that good. It's just not. Now that I've lost my the Stadia fucking tab, that's great. Let me just bring that back up. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I personally think that the Stadia, like, again, it'd be good for somewhere like America and stuff like that. It's a cheap, affordable way to play up-to-date titles and stuff like that. But personally, I don't think it's going to be a good idea for somewhere like here in Australia, where 9 times out of 10, there's going to be lag issues. There is going to be frame rate issues. Regardless of what they're promoting, there's going to be just a plethora of fucking problems. And the thing is, like I know that, like, by the sounds of things, that everything's going to be very server side, which is good, which will take away a lot of the lag, a lot of the problems, but it's still going to there's still going to be issues there. I do like the aspect where you can play from either from your television, from a specific cast system, which hopefully shouldn't cost that much. If you're going for something that's not like a console, at least make it something that's pretty cheap and affordable. I like the fact that you can play it from your phone. You can play it from your laptops and your computers and stuff like that. I like that system. But again, I do see it profitable somewhere like in the States or in Europe or anything like that. But not here. It's not gonna do very well here, in my honest opinion. I think it's probably gonna do pretty terribly. But that's my honest opinion on the Stadia. Like, it'd be good to see what people think about it when it does get released and when it does come out here. But I highly doubt it's going to be any decent. Right. Well, let's move on to Red Dead Redemption 2 brings out its first PC trailer. It does look pretty good. I will admit the graphics look kind of pretty incredible, especially for PC. Especially compared to like the console version as well. Like I played this on PS4, and looking at the graphics now for PC, it's just incredible, and I can't wait to actually even pick it up on PC. It's definitely a game I will repurchase for PC because it's just absolutely stunning the enhancements they've done for PC. It's incredible. Then again, like I'm hoping, since that they've had this time to do the port, that the port is actually going to be pretty good. I don't want it to be a very bad port at all, because if it's a bad port, then Rockstar's going to hear about it. That's for sure. I'll be the main one that'll be fucking letting them hear about it. That's for sure. It's very, very interesting to see where that's going to go, and to put it into his perspective as well. I wonder how a game like that's going to work on the Stadia, especially something that on that scale, or even The Witcher, even on that. But moving on to World War Z. Now, why does it come up a review for World War Z? Why? It's not what I was looking for. Okay, I'm sorry, everybody. Everything should be freaking set up and worked out perfectly. But today, everything's not going right for me today. Where are we? Board mode announcement. There we go. Now, I haven't seen the trailer for this, so I might actually sit down and watch it and see what it's like. And find out together.
You know that thing that goes bump in the...
Destiny 2 bloody trailers. Jesus Christ. So we'll watch this together and see what it's like, but I'm curious to see if it's going to be any good or not. If it will work.
Everyone's ready. Let's go. We're as ready as we're gonna be.
Okay, was that it? I guess that was it. That's good. That's actually quite interesting. It does look pretty cool. Oh, change the fucking volume. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, I'm surprised that they didn't do a horde mode with the franchise in the first place, the game in the first place, because it's a pretty interesting sort of setup. Yeah, I kind of look forward. I kind of look forward to playing it. I should stream it when it does end up coming out. Now, I don't know whether it's going to be free or not. But, yeah, well, I hope so, because one thing that a lot of people really liked about this franchise and this game was for the specific fact that it was cheap. cheap and affordable, and it had really good content. So I'm curious to see how this update will go. It is so weird doing this by myself. I hate doing this by myself. No one to bounce off of. No one to talk about it with. Bloody hell. Anyway, the first Warcraft 3 Reforged beta is now out, which is, I guess, just a remastered version of Warcraft 3. I'll quickly give it a read. Although Blizzard has yet to make any Warcraft 3 Reforged announcements this year, those currently playing the beta have given us a first look at the remake. Warcraft 3 Reforged is Blizzard's full-on remake on the original classic, unveiled almost a year ago at BlizzCon. Reforged is built on a new game engine and is scheduled for release at some point this year. We have not, however, heard anything about it pretty much since it was first announced. It appears select few are currently playing a beta build of Reforged, which is good news because it means we finally get a proper look at the gameplay. Yes, well, it does give us a proper look at the gameplay, and it does look pretty nice and pretty good. How they've sort of, like, everything looks a lot more crisper. The edges look a lot better. It looks a fuck ton less pixelated. It does look really good. I'm actually looking forward to actually giving this a go. But knowing our luck, Blizzard's going to be selling it for a fucking fortune. It's kind of ridiculous, like the amount of money. It's how much money they fucking package for shit. Ridiculous. Next thing that was out this week was Postal 4. Postal 4 was actually released in early access this week. I have not played it. I probably will not play it till round when more, until it's a little bit more of a stable build. But at the moment, it's in a very early state, and I mean very early state. But some of the people that have come out and talked about it have said that the game, it looks like it's going in the right direction compared to the last one, because everyone knows the last one wasn't fucking great. But yeah, and from what I've seen, this actually looks pretty decent. It looks like it's going to be different, a little bit different. No, not largely different, but a little bit different from the last couple of games. Well, good games anyway, 2 and 1. We should just never talk about 3 ever again. But for people that want to actually give it a go and like stuff like that, and do want to, don't mind buying it now, waiting a while till everything's all updated and everything's all sorted, by all means, give it a go. See what you think. For someone like myself, I'm probably willing to wait till it gets a bit closer to a more of a stable build before I'll pick it up and give it a shot. But from what I've seen at the moment, they're on the right track, and I'd be curious to see where this title actually ends up going. And I know it's going to cause a lot of fucking controversy, that's for sure. Yeah, violent video games and this and that, and it'll be all the fucking choke controversy again. Next thing that was brought out this week was Crusader Kings 3. Will let you build a dysfunctional family in 2020. Toast Farmer, which used to be a guy that used to be on this podcast a while ago, he's a big Crusader Kings fan, and it's pretty fucking interesting. Crusader Kings, released in 2004, was weird. Paradox Development Studio took the elaborate foundations of its epic strategy series, Europa Universalis, okay, and attempted to fuse it with dynamistic, okay, RPG with mixed results. It was enhancing, but it was very rough. In 2012, the studio followed it up with one of the most notable strategy games in the last decade, Crusader Kings 2. The studio has spent the last 8 years for fuck's sake. on it. Can some people? It's like some people, like some of these fucking journalists, just forget that some people like myself are illiterate and well dumb. On it, but now it's ready for its next step today. Paradox announced Crusader Kings 3. I hope you'll forgive me, but a bit of self-indulgence. But Crusader Kings 2 was the very first game I professionally reviewed. It plays an important role in modern history of strategy games, but I kind of personal touchstone in its numbers, a beast game of maps and menus. My God, who fucking proofreads this shit? I'm not gonna bother reading fucking the rest of it. Who fucking proofreads this shit? Well, let's watch the trailer anyway.
Peggy 16.
I haven't seen the trailer yet.
Young William, you are the heir to a great legacy. In time, armies of thousands will be yours to command. Knights will flock to your banner, and with the gold that will flow from your lands will come great influence. A good marriage could anchor your bloodline for generations to come and secure the throne. But the ways of power are hard, and there are many lessons to learn, young William. And today, you will learn the most important of all. Real strategy requires cunning.
It's a bit odd it's coming to Xbox. Yeah, well, I'll be interesting to see how what route they take it. But the other thing is too is that from memory, from when I've played a little bit of it, you can build a dysfunctional family if you wanted to. It's just very hard to keep them under control. But yeah, well, it's just definitely something that we should keep an eye on. And anybody that actually, any of my friends that actually do play the Crusader Kings franchise a lot, I'll get them to give me their rundown on what they think. Next thing this week, my friend Pedro sells almost 500,000 copies and now has more modes. Now, I do highly recommend this video game because this video game is surprisingly fucking badass for a side-scroller shooter. It's just incredible, like what they did Devolver Digital with this game. I do highly recommend people do buy more of it, and it's good to see that a lot of people have decided to go out of their way, and some people have actually bought the game and to give it a shot, and I do highly recommend people do. And there you go, it's got a 30% discount, so if I was ever anybody that wanted to pick it up, go pick it up. But yeah, I'm surprised it's only almost sold 500,000 now, because the game when it came out got some pretty decent reviews and stuff like that. So I don't know. Well, then again, I do highly recommend anybody that does want to play it, give it a shot, because it's surprisingly not a bad game, especially for people that do like side-scroller games. Now, the biggest news of the week was League of Legends making a fighting game, which I don't understand why. And I'm not 100% done with Riot yet. But famously, one of the worst kept secrets in the industry, Riot Games' fighting game, was officially confirmed back in August by Riot Games employee and Evo co-founder Tom Cannon. Today, during its League of Legends 10th anniversary livestream, Riot revealed the game properly, confirming it will take place in the League of Legends universe, letting players beat each other up as their favourite champions. Codename Project L, Cannon said that while Riot was relieved to announce the game, but that we're going to go dark for a while after this. So please don't expect anything soon. The brief footage shows depicted League of Legends champions Ari and Darius in combat. Riot Games acquired fighting game studio Radiant Entertainment in 2016, which was co-founded by Tom and Tony Cannon. At the time of the acquisition, Radiant was working on Rising Thunder. So, do we get a chance to have a look at it?
Fans around the world, live and in person. That was a crazy, surreal experience. We've been working on this for a little while.
It doesn't come
up.
up.
To be so secretive. What I think League of Legends players.
It doesn't look. Kind of looks alright. The fighting game,
but in some ways harmonious with what I think fighting game players expect from this game. Everyone wants a great game, but what we've been seeing is that people are really excited to see Rune Terran champions like in a new light, even like from a new camera angle. Making fighting games is really, really tough. These are intricate games to make, and while we're a good ways towards making something that we think is really cool, we still have a long way to go. We're gonna go dark for a while after this, so please don't expect anything soon, but know that we're here working hard for you.
My hope is that Riot continues on for many, many years and decades to come as a company that players can count on to have their back.
We're really excited.
Yeah, well, it doesn't look half bad. And then Riot turns around and says they're doing an FPS. Now, this is a different fucking ballpark altogether, because this looks fucking trash.
We could also show you some. We're making new games, and this one's different, so here it is.
Yeah.
Project A is our character-based tactical shooter. It's competitive, it has precise gunplay, it's set on a beautiful near-future Earth, and it has a lethal cast of characters, each with their own unique abilities.
Yeah, see,
Our take on a competitive
this to me is Overwatch / Paladins. Like a worse version of Paladins, it looks like to me, and it looks dreadful.
We promise that just like League, we're in this for years and years to come.
Are you now? Well, I highly doubt that
Aims
that's
to
going to be the
create
case.
High-consequence gameplay of tac shooters. But we want to evolve the space. We want a tac shooter with more creativity, more expression, and a lot more style. In Project A, your abilities create amazing tactical opportunities for your gunplay to shine. We started with a crew of veteran developers who have a deep passion and a wide range of experience in the FPS space. But it's not enough to have the right team. We also need to solve the right problems. But what does that really mean? Well, we're all tired of seeing our bullets not register because of low server tick rates. We keep hearing buzzwords like dedicated servers, but almost nothing about low ping or how a game plans to fight Peeker's advantage. But with Project A, we're going big on things like global infrastructure and netcode designed to go to war on Peeker's advantage. You'll hear more technical details as we get closer to launch, but just know, we know, these are critical things to get right. Now let's talk about the cheaters. We know you hate second-guessing if you really lost, or if someone was running an aimbot or a wall hack. From day one, we have put anti-cheat at the forefront of our development, and we will do whatever it takes to preserve the integrity of your matches. We will be firm in our
Righto.
because this matters to us, and we know it really matters to you. And these are just
I've heard all
some
this
examples
before,
of what
but
we
okay.
mean when we say we want to do a character-based tactical shooter right. We're keeping the fundamentals that make this genre so competitive, but also bringing some new additions. We're going heads down for a while, but expect to hear more from us in 2020. In the meantime, keep an eye on our Riot Games Twitter feed for any updates and maybe a few cool teases. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, see, I don't trust this, not by any stretch of the imagination. Right? They go on about, like, I've heard so many times from other game companies, cheating is our primary fucking problem, and cheating is the one thing that we're going to make sure that we fucking make sure we have a proper fucking anti-cheat, this and that bullshit. Like every other new game that sits there and says, oh, we've got a fucking cracking hot fucking anti-cheat, ends up being fucking not crack hot, it's been fucking absolute trash, and they always find a way to fucking cheat. Then again, cheaters will always cheat. The hacks will always find their way seeped into video games, but then again, I'm not going to believe that statement. And for the most part, it just screams cheap rip-off of Overwatch and Paladins. And it's bad enough Overwatch is fucking dead at this point, because it is. Like, anybody that fucking tells you otherwise is just lying out of their fucking ass. Overwatch is dead. You know, like, there's nowhere near the amount of people that fucking play it like they did fucking, what was it, a year or two ago. Nowhere near the amount. Overwatch has done a humongous dive in the ass the last couple of years, and it's personally, I don't see, like, no one really wants hero shooters anymore, because then again, even though Overwatch has died in the ass, Overwatch is the only game that fucking has done it, perfected that sort of genre of fucking video game. Battleborn was close, but the problem with Battleborn, though, was that Battleborn came out at the worst possible fucking time. You know, and Battleborn could have been a very, very great game, and it was a very good game. It just fucking decided to launch on the heels of Overwatch, which really sucked ass. But honestly, I don't have a lot of faith in their first-person shooter, not by any stretch of the imagination. Their fighting game is a good concept, right? Being able to play your favorite League of Legends characters and just have a cheap, easy sort of punch-up fucking fighting game. I can see it working, but I couldn't see it as a free-to-play game, that one. Now, their hero shooter, on the other hand, I can see that being a free-to-play game, but you're going to be trying to rival that alongside Overwatch, which, yes, it is like a paid game, but is at the most still vastly superior to something like Paladins, something like Paladins where it really did rip off a lot of features and a lot of things from Overwatch, and Paladins is not really the best game to fucking play either. But then again, that's just coming from someone that has lost a lot of faith when it comes to Overwatch and a lot of other things as well. And the final thing, I know comic book. This website's not the best website to go through, but it's more of a sort of a happier tone. But apparently, there was leaks of the Sonic the Hedgehog redesign for the movie, and if this is what it's supposed to look like, I'm happy with the redesign. The redesign looks a lot fucking better than what it did beforehand, because it looked fucking dreadful. The original Sonic design looked like fucking something I wiped my ass with. But this doesn't look half bad. I don't think the movie's going to be good by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm happy at the fact that they've come out and they've turned around and said, right, we hear ya, we're going to change what Sonic looks like. I am happy with that. And I think the only other probably good part of the movie will probably be Jim Carrey. And that's it. As much as I don't like Jim Carrey, I think him playing Dr. Eggman, you can tell he's having a blast playing it. Well, Dr. Robotnik. You can tell he's having such a blast playing him. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it will go and like how the movie's gonna be. But I don't have any high hopes for the movie itself. I think the movie's gonna be trash, but it's good to see that the writers and the directors are like, no, we want to make Sonic look like Sonic. So I'm happy with that. And he does look like Sonic, which is the best part. So that's what we want. This better be legit. It looks like Sonic. Yeah, it's I almost forgot what the original design looked like. Like, that's just why. It's just, that's so much better compared to that. And I'm hoping this is legit, because this is a very that's been a very sore subject for a lot of people back when the fucking movie was announced. But anyway, that has been me for the week. Now, again, me and Vesp are going to have a chat about a secondary time slot. Now, seeing as though I'm going back to work, I'm going to be working nights. The problem is that I'm going to be working from around 6 o'clock till late. So I'm going to be working like late at night. So it's going to be a bit hard for me to do a podcast and stuff like that late in the afternoon on a Monday if I have to work. So we're going to sort of set up a secondary time slot sometime during the day. But it shouldn't be. It'll probably most likely still be on a Monday. But instead of being at 6 o'clock, maybe it might be like at midday or 1 o'clock or whatever like that. A perfect time slot for us to just do it before I need to go to work or anything like that at all. So one thing that I want people to do is join our Discord if you want to keep up to date. If we do change any times or something like that, so we'll update everybody on our Discord. If you don't have Discord, we will be at some point making up a Twitter. So if you don't have Discord, but you want to keep up to date, you can keep up to date on Twitter as well. I'm not going to put it on like every single platform because otherwise it's going to be a nightmare to update absolutely everything. But at least if we put it on Twitter, it's just going to be put Twitter or Discord. Someone would at least have both. But if you're somewhat of a gamer, you should have some sort of either Facebook or Twitter or Discord. So just to get everyone to keep informed, to keep up to date. The Discord is in the Twitch description below. If the link does not work, please let us know, because otherwise we can't sort of help out unless till we really know that there is a problem. But till then, I'm gonna see everybody next time. For people that are watching on YouTube, if you want that Discord link, you might have to go to our Twitch page. If not, it might be in the description of our YouTube stream. I'm not 100% sure. All right. I think that's just me for the week. Vesp should hopefully be here next week if he is able. It's been annoying that the last 3 weeks I've had to do this by myself, but yeah. So if people want to flood him up and turn around and say, if I could get back onto the podcast. Oh dear. But anyway, all right, everyone. I hope everyone has a wonderful and awesome week, and I'll catch you all again later on. Take it easy.